Live from the GNERD Corner studio, located behind the MMI Institute off the I-17 and the 101. It's time for another episode of GNERD Corner's News Hour. Hi there, everybody. I am your host, JPOOL, from JPOOL's GNERD Corner, and I am joined by my co-hosts, Johnna.
Hello.
And somewhere from the other side of the world, Mick.
Hello.
He's in the jungles of some forbidden forest, surrounded by the natives there. They're going to kill him.
Yep, Charlie's in the trees.
Charlie in the chocolate factory?
Yeah, close enough.
All right, so tonight it's not going to be an hour long because there really isn't that many stories to talk about. And we really can't elaborate on a couple of them because it's the major spoilers. And apparently somebody in our group hasn't seen one of the shows we're going to talk about. So
nobody in the group besides you.
Because I watch a lot of television.
I'm not caught up. Johnna got me hooked on a new show. I can't help it.
All right, so let's start off the night, and we're going to talk about Bungie, the video game company and developer that brought us Halo. They appointed a new CEO as Harold Ryan steps down. I think it's Harold Ryan. I think that's his name. He steps down, and Pete Parsons steps in as new CEO. Now, recently, Bungie has been involved in sort of a mess to clean up after Destiny was released and almost screwed up the company because of the horrible reviews, and it came out with not just by video game critics but by the game players themselves, and it almost, I would say it didn't bring down the company because Halo is still one of their big name sellers, but Destiny had a lot of problems when it came out and a lot of patches that it had to patch up, and then they released several expansion packs that were actually supposed to be part of the original game, but they decided to hold that back for more of a cash grab. And recently released the Taken King, which has all the current expansions plus the Taken King expansion. So, has any of you played Halo or Destiny?
I've played a little of both. Not extensively, but I'm familiar with the games.
I'm familiar with it, but not really.
Yeah, you gotta love Master Chief. I thought that Destiny did a good job with advancing, or at least in the evolution of the first-person shooting controls that they originally had in Halo, and advancing those controls. It feels a lot smoother when you're in gunplay, when you're playing Destiny. Especially when you're going for headshots. But which actually it makes it easier for you to do headshots, but it makes it even more easier for the other people to get headshots on you as well. Damn those spawning points. But yeah, so it looks like there's going to be new leadership over at Bungie, and hopefully with this new leadership comes some newer games, and also maybe improvements in Destiny, because it was a 10-year plan that they had on Destiny. It was like a $500 million project.
I wish they'd get some new leadership over whoever's making Black Ops and Call of Duty and all that.
Yeah. But all right, so at number 2, our number 2 story is Netflix is a series of unfortunate events, which is based on the books and also the movie. They're coming out with a new series, and they finally cast their Violet and Klaus. Let's see, Melina Weissman and Louise Hines, or Louis, yeah, I think it's Louise Hines, or Louis, yeah. Melina Weissman recently played the younger version of Kara Zor-El in the CBS show Supergirl.
Okay.
So if anybody's seen Supergirl, they're like, "Ah, she looks like the young Supergirl." That's because she is. But I have never. haven't heard of the other guy, the other character that's playing Klaus. So I think he's just a newcomer. I could look it up right now, but I'm lazy.
Did they cast Olaf yet? The Count?
I believe they did. Let me go check. Hold on a second. I think that was a story a while back, and I just never reported on it. Or
I think it was.
I think he was like the first person that they cast, because you really can't have a series of unfortunate events without him.
Yeah. I never read those books though as a kid.
Did you ever see the Jim Carrey one?
I think I did.
It was actually really good. I enjoyed that film. Emily Browning originally played Violet.
Okay. Jim Carrey played the original Count, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
And Emily Browning was in there.
She's so pretty.
She was in Sucker Punch.
I know, she's so pretty.
Who was she in Sucker Punch? Was she the blonde or?
Yeah, yes. She was
Okay,
the blonde.
I don't remember names. I just remembered faces and.
But yeah, that's coming to Netflix, so binge on it when it comes out, because that's what everybody else does to shows on Netflix.
Yep.
Let's see. Another story tonight is Deadpool wants you to touch yourself tonight. And
But only tonight?
Yeah, well, touch yourself like every once in a while if you can. What he wants you to do is that he released a PSA type of advertisement. It was also for the movie, but it was also for awareness for testicular cancer. And usually men 30 plus should check themselves every so often to make sure that they don't have testicular cancer, sort of like women with breast cancer.
Oh, so I'm good. I can wait a few years to touch myself.
Well, I mean, if you do it like on a nightly basis, you're good.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like I needed Deadpool's reminder.
Yes, exactly.
But now I have a superhero to validate it. I'll be like, hey, Deadpool told me to do this.
Oh, yeah, I do love that little PSA where he's like, at the end, I'm touching myself right now.
I'm not going to lie, I looked at his hands and I'm like, oh, yeah, he could totally be doing that right now. We'd never know.
He could, exactly. He's a very good sleight of hand. All right, number 4, we have another celebrity dying this week. It just seems like we have somebody dying every single week, or more.
Actually, there's been a bunch of celebrities that died.
Yeah, I hear that's trending on Twitter.
or celebrities that everybody says are dead and are not really dead. It was just more of a celebrity hoax death.
Yeah.
Okay, that too.
At number 4, Abe Vigoda dies at 94. And I hate to say this, but I thought he died like 10 years ago.
Well, also, Gene Stapleton from All in the Family Star died. And there was the singer from... Oh, what was the Bond? Brain fart.
Does it have something Cocker?
Well, yeah, he died too, but there was Jefferson Airplane's Paul Cantner.
Yep.
Also died. It always comes in 3s, and 4s, and 5s, and 6s.
Yeah, let's just keep the ball rolling.
Exactly.
You know, since you mentioned celebrity death hoax, I'd have to say the worst one that I ever experienced was Andrew Lincoln. Because I had a heart attack when I read that, and I was like, oh my god, no way. What am I going to do with the rest of my life now? And then I clicked the link and it said, you got trolled. I was very angry with the person that shared it.
Or just, John Cena, da 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 da. And you're like, fuck you.
I think the John Cena meme is like our generation's Rick Roll.
Oh yeah, and the new one out is actually John Stamos. So you think it's going to be John Cena, and then all of a sudden it becomes John Stamos. Which I'm actually looking forward to Fuller House. Even though the twins aren't going to be there. It's going to be...
I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to it. Yeah.
I was a fan when I was younger watching it. I watched every single episode.
I watched it. It's just, yeah.
I watched like Family Matters, Full House, Pretty much else everything on TGIF.
Okay. Family Matters I'd be more excited for. I think I'd rather see Urkel.
Yes, Urkel's was funny. All right, so number 5 story is all about What We Do in the Shadows sequel gets a new hairy title. And if you guys seen What We Do in the Shadows, and I've just found out that Mick hasn't seen it, but I had him watch the trailer before we started this podcast. It's by the creators of Flight of the Conchords, if you ever watched that. And it's really a funny mockumentary type of film about a group of vampires from different eras living in a house together.
It is funny.
Yeah, so you've seen it.
Yes.
Okay, you've seen it, but Mick hasn't.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw the trailer, though, so that kind of counts.
It kind of counts.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's really a funny movie. And so the sequel is called Werewolves, or WE''RE contraction. So, but it's gonna play on words of werewolves, and it's gonna delve deeper into the werewolf groups, unlike the first movie, which is all about the vampire groups. So that's gonna be hilarious, and I can't wait for that. Because if you're a fan of what we do in the shadows, then you're gonna love this film. All right, at number 6, we have Stephen Moffat stepping down as Doctor Who showrunner, which is a huge announcement. Along with not only him stepping down, but this is the last season. Well, not this last season, but the season that I guess comes after this will be the last season for Peter Capaldi as the Doctor.
I think that the show is getting bold enough where they might actually consider making him a woman. I think that's a viable option. The Doctor will regenerate as a female.
Yeah, and originally Stephen Moffat wanted to do that with Matt Smith, but I think it had to do with something with the studio and with I don't know exactly. It was something to do with I talks with the studio that didn't go through, but originally before Matt Smith was cast, Moffat wanted the Doctor to become a woman. And before he leaves, or Stephen Moffat said in a statement that he hopes that the next Doctor is a woman after he leaves. And it would be, a lot of the fans are not really happy with that decision, but the Master's become a woman. We found out that one of the generals in one of the recent Doctor Who's that died went from a man to a black woman, regenerated to a black woman. So it's not unheard of.
Now, if the Doctor becomes a woman,
we'll finally have a male companion for
once.
Is
that what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, he's had male companions in the past.
There was Rory. There's been male companions.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but Roy was only there because Amy was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, they were like good friends after a while.
Good friends, but he was more of like, I mean, he literally was Rory Pond. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He was married to her, but everybody just called him Rory Pond.
Yeah, well, that's how the scene the Doctor told him. That's how it had to be. He's like, "Oh, it's Mr. and Mrs. Pond," and Roy was like, "That's not how it works." And the Doctor's like, "Yeah, it is." And Roy was like, "Yeah." So that's it. Then they're the Ponds.
So it would be actually interesting because it's been a long time since a major male character has been the main companion of the Doctor, and it would be interesting to actually have the Doctor as a female in here. Like I said in past episodes, the Time Lords are not set on one sex. They can switch back and forth whenever they regenerate. So this would be a huge thing if they actually have a female Doctor for once.
Now, how curious would it be if there was a female Doctor and said female Doctor runs into River?
That would be interesting, and
That would be
well,
so awkward.
I don't.
But River, I was already admit she's kind of goes all ways, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, but I think the last episode kind of finished her timeline, finished her story.
Yeah, I don't think
No, I'm
Alex
saying
is coming
if she
back.
ran into River, it wouldn't matter to River.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, shit, she didn't even know that he was her husband in the last one.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the if they do go the female route, I think one of the bold choices would be, this is just me, an Asian female. I mean, we could go.
Have to lose the British accent.
No, I've seen Asian females that have British accents.
I guess so. You're right.
It's really weird though. But yeah, because you can go with a black woman that's the doctor, but how often do we see an Asian female as a lead in any show, whether American or Britain?
Well, I'm sure Lucy Liu has led some stuff.
Yeah, but she's not a lead.
No, she's been a lead in shows before though.
She's in Elementary currently.
Yeah. And she plays Watson, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen the show.
It's a good show.
There's plenty of Asian porn stars that are the lead. It's not like they've never led anything,
Oh. But no, that would actually be a huge risk for them. But also, I think something for because you don't often hear in the Asian community, why are you leaving us out as leads in general, both male and female. Leads. Usually Asians are, and I hate to get all racy baity here, very PC here, but seriously, how often do you hear Asians complaining about we're not put in major roles in movies or television shows? Not often. There are small groups, I know that, but they're not as vocal.
Yeah, well, I'm busy boycotting the Oscars because they're too white, so.
You're too white.
That's a very, very true statement.
Your mom's too white.
Johnna's too white.
She is.
Nothing wrong with my pale Irish skin.
You burn in the sun.
I do. I don't tan. I just turn like a lobster red, and then I peel, and it's painful, and it hurts, and then I'm back to being pale.
I was told I was well on my way to skin cancer, and we're going to punish you because you got sunburn.
Ouch. All right, so on to the next story, number 7 story, is all about Gal Gadot. Now, last week they had a DC block showing us the new shows that are going to be on the CW, including DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and also the upcoming movie Batman v Superman, and also a new trailer for Suicide Squad, which I think we talked about in last episode. And they also showed clips of Wonder Woman. Now, Gal Gadot said in an interview that when she was auditioning for Batman v Superman, she thought that she was they had a sort of a mystery type of character that she was auditioning for. She thought she was auditioning for Catwoman when she heard that Batman or that Ben Affleck was going to be in the film. So it was kind of a shock to her that find out that when she got the role that it was Wonder Woman, and they were looking for Wonder Woman not just to be in Batman v Superman, but have her own solo film.
Now, the question that raises in my mind is how she auditioned for Catwoman, going into it with a Catwoman mindset, and the people that casted her was like, yeah, that's totally Wonder Woman, because they're two very dynamically different characters.
Maybe she went there thinking she was going to do Catwoman, and then she shows up, they give her the script for Wonder Woman, and she starts reading, and they said that's what we want.
Yeah.
She may have thought when she was showing up, and then they handed the script, and that's probably when she realized it wasn't Catwoman.
Yeah, when you're looking at Batman, you're not thinking automatically Wonder Woman. You're thinking of, okay, so a female character in with a Batman, it's probably gonna be Catwoman, because Catwoman and Batman, are the love interests. They're sort of on and off again type of characters, but they're in the series together. The only time you really see Wonder Woman with Batman is in the Justice League.
Right, which they're still establishing in these movies, so that's, it'd be perfectly okay to assume that she's not going to make an appearance yet.
Oh yeah, and the one movie, even though it's going to be really later, probably like 2018, 2019, that I'm really looking forward to is the Green Lantern Corps, which they have announced. The Green Lantern Corps. It's literally called the Green Lantern Corps, not Hal Jordan and let's stay on Earth most of the time.
I feel like they're going to have to come out with a really kick-ass trailer. Otherwise, it's going to wind up in the same garbage bin that Fantastic Four is in.
Yeah, and if I find out it's Guy Gardner playing the main human Green Lantern, I'm done with the series. I'm so fucking done. Okay, and I know my friend Mike just recently cosplayed as Guy Gardner, but seriously, Guy Gardner, no. Either Jon Stewart, let's see, Hal Jordan, or Kyle Rayner. But no Guy Gardner. Nobody likes Guy Gardner. Nothing against redheads. I'm just against assholes.
I don't like redheads either.
Oh.
Except Karen Gillian. She's like the one exception.
But yeah, and also Gal Gadot said, and I believe in the same interview, that she said that Wonder Woman is not a goody-goody type of character. She has her naughty side as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll see what she's talking about in the movie. The movie takes place around World War II, where she meets Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine. Wonder Woman doesn't age like normal humans. She's not human in general.
Thank
So
God.
she's lived a long time. So that'll be interesting, and I can't wait to see Chris Pine playing that type of role. He's playing a sort of a secondary role compared to a lot of his other roles where he's the main character. So yes, a strong female character, a superhero, and she's the main character. And I think this will be the first major female lead in a superhero film. Personally, I thought Black Widow was going to be the first one, but they've kind of drugged their feet on that over at Disney. Make a Black Widow film. You have all the formula to do it. All right, so at number 8 we have a major character that died in Arrow. Now, like I said earlier, one of our cast members in here has not seen it.
All right.
Plug your ears.
No one besides yourself watches the show, so Johnna really isn't qualified to comment on this. If you are going to discuss it, however,
you can tell me, I don't care.
If you're going to discuss it, I will step away from the mic,
Right.
and you can message me on Facebook when that topic is done.
Step away for about 5 seconds.
All right, I'm out.
All right, count 5 seconds.
Such a big baby. Say the name.
All right, so Amanda Waller gets killed. She gets shot in the head. There you go. And now Mick can come back.
Probably doesn't know how to count.
He's like, I came back when you said who died.
No, he probably is sitting there like, 1? What comes after 1?
I can hear him humming in the background.
I know.
You can come back. It's been longer than 5 seconds.
He can't hear us. Yeah.
So yes, the character that originally brought together the Suicide Squad is no longer. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be repercussions from that death, and it's not the death we were looking for. What was that?
That was Mick.
Oh, okay, that was you messaging on Facebook. But it is an interesting death. That's all I'm gonna say. That I wasn't expecting.
Oh my gosh, I got a news story for you.
You got a nude story?
Have you seen the new Barbie dolls?
I have not. Do they have belly buttons?
I don't know about that. I haven't seen them naked. They're releasing real life size, like not human size, but real body type Barbies. So there's a curvy Barbie, a tall Barbie, petite Barbie, Barbie with shaved hair, partially Barbie.
Muffin top Barbie?
Probably, I don't know. They didn't call her Muffin Top Barbie.
Muffin top Barbie that shows up at Walmart wearing clothes that are just 3 sizes smaller than what she should wear, and then leaning over to get something and then just, giving you nightmares forever because you decided to show up at Walmart at 3 a.m. in the morning.
All right, I'm coming back.
Yes,
Okay, that's why you got the message, Goob, Snits. Oh, so they were actually cute. I was like, oh.
We're now talking about Barbies. Barbies apparently popped
up. What are
up.
you talking about now?
I thought you were talking about Barbies.
I was talking about Barbies.
Yes.
Oh, the new models and all that crap.
Yeah, it's like, let's be accurate and show girls what they could be.
Yeah, that's true. Aaron, have you seen the pictures for the new Scooby-Doo comic?
I saw the cover that you shared, but...
Oh, it kind of looks cool. I mean, they're completely different looking, but it kind of looks cool.
Yeah, see, but I'm going to go ahead and say that since DC is doing it, it's going to be overly dark and sad and depressing,
Yeah, and Scrappy Doo's still going to be a dick.
Scrappy Doo's not in the picture. Velma is, so tiny, though.
Well, yeah, she was kind of fat in the originals.
No, I mean short. She's like the same height as Scooby.
I never thought that Velma was exactly fat. I think it was just a sweater. I think it was a sweater that was...
I think it was implied that because she dressed the way she did, in comparison to Daphne, she was the thicker one of the group.
I know she was the bustier one of the group.
No, yeah. I think it was implied that she was more the nerdier girl, so she wore the oversized sweater. I never thought she was thicker. I just thought she was the cute little nerd with the big sweater. If you look at the new cover, she's like, the top of her head is the same height as Scooby's head.
Well, she is really short, and I do believe in the originals she was about Scooby's height, because Scooby's massive.
Yeah, he's like a Great Dane.
Scooby's a huge Great Dane.
But she was taller than him. She wasn't as short. I mean, she reached above Shaggy's belly button.
Maybe it's just where they drew her. Oh my God! What's with? All right, so I'm now looking at this picture much closer, and Fred has tribal tats, which fits his personality, which I've always hated since I was a child. Daphne looks really cool.
Freddy. I thought
Fred is such a flamer. It's not even funny. Daphne's a cover story. Anyway, I think Shaggy's tats look pretty good. However, his beard is less hippie and more hipster, so I'm not okay with it.
You gotta show me the link. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go to my Facebook page.
I went there and there's a bunch of other things.
I am gonna send it to the group chat and stand by. It is coming your way right now. Yeah. There you go. You have it.
Okay, hold on a second. Pulling it up.
Wow. See, I looked at it at a glance, and now I'm looking at it closer. Not happy with it at all. I'm so glad I didn't like that post.
I'm not happy with Shaggy's hair.
I'm not happy with any of it, let me tell you.
But I kind of like his stash.
You don't like stashes. What are you talking about?
I don't like stashes when they're alone. But he has a beard with his stash.
What do you mean, he look like a porn stash? You don't like porn stashes?
He looks like a filthy hipster.
I hate 80s mustaches. You know, where it's just that brush across your top lip and there's nothing else? That creeps me out.
Yo, you talking about sort of like the Ron Jeremy type of mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I don't know. I'm not happy. I mean, it looks cool. It's nice imagining, but if they're actually going to make a story out of this and contribute to Scooby-Doo canon, nope. I'm not okay with it.
But you know who is working on it?
It doesn't matter.
Does too.
Alright, who's working on it?
Lee.
Who's Lee?
Oh my God.
Don't oh my God me. Who's Lee?
Forget it. No, you don't know. You're beyond redemption.
Oh, drama queen. In the house. Anyway.
Yeah, let's see. He looks like a pirate.
Yeah, what's with Scooby's collar? What's with Scooby's collar? Oh, God. I'm angry right
Maybe
now.
that's just maybe that's just the cover. You know, cover artists like exaggerate the characters from what they actually look like in the comic book.
I really hope
That
so.
is true. It could be like one of the artists who did a re-rendering.
And Daphne looks more like Lara
And if you
Croft.
look at it, his collar probably has some technology involved in it.
Maybe he can speak English. Maybe that's how he can talk. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Daphne looks like less of a dumb whatever
She
was
looks like
on
a
the
child.
show. I think she looks like a badass.
I mean, she looks cool, but she looks like a little kid.
I'm not saying it. Velma looks like a kid.
Yeah, Velma looks like a little child.
Oh, I'm sorry, Velma. I'm sorry. I thought you said Velma.
Okay, no. Daphne looks like a straight vamp. But, no.
Yeah. And it's weird because Shaggy looks like the original Oliver Queen with that mustache and goatee.
Look, and he's got a plaid fucking button down. This is horseshit. This is fucking stupid.
You guys are dumb. I think it looks cool.
Oh yeah, speaking of Oliver Queen, apparently in the an upcoming episode of DC's Legends of Tomorrow, they run into a future version of Oliver Queen in the future, and he has the goatee, but he also is missing an arm.
What?
Well, just so you know, Scooby-Doo isn't the only one they're revamping.
Who else are they revamping?
Oh gosh, the Flintstones.
Oh, okay,
Graceland, the Scooby-Doo Apocalypse is what they're calling it. They're also doing the Johnny Quest, Space Ghost.
I'm gonna mute this while I step away to vomit. My computer just shit its pants. Hold on. Display driver stopped responding and has recovered. That's good. I'm glad it healed itself.
But yeah, we'll see how this works out. I mean, maybe it's just the cover art, or if it's actually what they look like inside. We'll see.
Slightly off topic. Do either of you know a location in which I can find the original Scooby-Doo TV shows, where I can just go and watch them? Like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Where can I go and find that?
Hulu?
I don't have Hulu.
You don't. There's free Hulu too.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hulu
Plus
is,
yeah.
Most of my shit's illegal, so.
Don't say that. Allegedly illegal. Remember, this is going on the internet.
Don't you have Amazon Prime?
I'm not. Yeah, I do, but I don't really use it. It's just there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it does, honestly.
Why don't you go see if it's on there?
It will probably be on Hulu, not on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I recently pay a little more for Hulu to get Hulu Plus without commercials.
Is that the only difference between the free Hulu and the not free Hulu is the commercials?
No, actually, regular Hulu Plus has commercials. Hulu, and then there's
certain shows that Hulu will only play on their Plus version.
Yeah, for like $12 a month, you get the ones without the commercials. So all the shows and movies shows on there, they won't have those.
Hulu does not have the cartoon.
Boo.
All right. Well, the search continues.
Yes, the search continues, and you will have to sell your soul for that.
More like the search begins, because I never actually put effort into looking into this. But I have a few places I can go. I have my dealers, so to speak, as far as TVs and movies are concerned. Hey, when you're living in Europe, you got to do some shady shit to keep current on TV and whatnot. Oh, and apparently Netflix has cracked down because soldiers in Afghanistan and whatnot knew the way, like there was ways around Netflix, because you can't get Netflix in foreign countries, like it's really hard to do. So like if you were to buy a computer in Europe, you couldn't access your Netflix account that you had before you left. Well, soldiers go to Afghanistan and somehow still use Netflix. And Netflix was like, fuck you. We're finding a way to beat that shit, and they did. So Netflix is communist, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Get a VPN.
That's a good idea.
A virtual private network, and it makes it look like your computer is somewhere else.
I think that's what they did, but I think that's what Netflix is finding their way around. Because that's how people who had Netflix over there watched it, but Netflix cracked down on it.
Boo.
I'm about to find Scooby-Doo. Where are you? I think I'm within reach.
Yes. Is it on torrents?
Nope, it's called Solar Movie. Totally legal website that I definitely did not just name drop.
All right. So one of our last stories, or one of our last stories, unless you guys come up with another one, the television show Lucifer premiered, based off a character from the Vertigo series Sandman. And it's a show that premiered on Fox, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's sort of a buddy cop type of film. It's like technically the devil takes a vacation type of situation, almost like a permanent vacation. Hold on a second, my Hulu just came on. I accidentally pressed the button.
And while you're figuring out that situation, I found Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
You did?
I did.
Awesome.
Ready.
Solar Movie for the win.
All right, back to Lucifer. All right, so Lucifer is a show about the devil deciding to skip his duties as the ruler of hell to come back to the surface in human form. He owns a club, and he has this ability. Whenever he's around humans, they do things or say things that they normally wouldn't do. They sort of like hold it in. Sort of like inhibitions, goes off the deep end. So
Yeah.
and they say things that they wouldn't normally say. They would usually lie about it. Like, I slept with that person, or I don't want to sleep with that person, or something to that effect. But the character in there that is immune to it is this detective who is this former movie star that she sort of wants to keep under wraps because she was famous for like one scene in this really campy movie she was in where she went topless. And she also had a case go bad on her one time, and so the rest of her department doesn't really want to work with her. Like, nobody wants to partner with her. So, yeah, it looks cute. I enjoyed the original pilot that came out like 5 months ago. It was leaked online, so I saw it a while ago, but it just premiered earlier this week, and I think it will be a fun show. Interesting twist on the devil, because apparently the longer he's up here in human form, the more he sort of becomes like us. So it's an interesting effect that's happening to him. So I'm enjoying it so far for the pilot episode. So I'm looking forward to later episodes. So yeah, check it out. It's called Lucifer. The character's actually name is Lucifer Morningstar. That's funny. But do you guys have any other news stories before we wrap this up?
No.
No.
Oh, wait. That show. I was going to tell you what it was called. Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie. Night Manager.
Ah.
Okay. Speaking of Tom Hiddleston, I recently saw Crimson Peak, and I was extremely dissatisfied with it.
Aw. Alice didn't do it for you?
No, I saw the trailer, and it looked like it was going to be scary as shit, and it was more just like crap, and then there was like, oh, there's a ghost that was really obvious, and just like kind of, like there was no jump scares or anything, it's like, oh, there's a ghost walking around, she's seeing ghosts. That was it. That was stupid. I was not happy with it.
And at the end she found out that she was dead, and she's been dead this whole time. I'm joking.
I'm really glad I didn't pay money to see that in theaters. The Revenant was awesome, though. Go see it.
Yes, it is. That was intense. And also the bear.
Oh my god, the bear scene, it just didn't end. And
that was worse than the bear scene in The Edge.
I think I just sat there and said, holy shit, like 100 times watching that scene. Like, he's just sitting there getting the shit beat out of him by a bear. And he's He's still going. He doesn't stop until the bear dies and everyone else shows up.
Yeah, that bear is overbearing.
Yeah, solid 10 minutes of him getting the shit beat out of him by a bear. Oh, and they still won't give this man an Academy Award.
They will give him an Academy Award this year. If he doesn't get it, people will be shocked because a lot of people are saying this is his year to get the Best Actor award.
Yeah, but I mean, like, let's say they give it to him for Revenant. Like, I just saw Wolf of Wall Street. That was incredible. Why didn't he get it for that? That was a much better performance than Revenant. I mean, there was so much more to that character that he had to do, and just...
I like this character in Aviator. I thought he did a very good job in Aviator.
Shutter Island, like, the list goes on. Johnna doesn't think he should get one, though.
No.
She agrees with the conspiracy theorist that he'll just be a shitty actor if he gets one, so...
Yeah, because then he'll stop doing these cool movies, and he'll just start doing whatever movies, you know?
You talk about the Oscar curse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to Cuba Gooding Jr. and, what's his name from Officer and a Gentleman?
Oh, Richard Gere.
No, not Richard Gere. The Louis Gossett Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they really didn't have a career after that.
No.
Those Oscars. I mean, they did stuff. They did movies, but nothing really notable. So, yeah. I mean, there are some actors out there that, like Jennifer Lawrence, for that matter, winning Oscars or getting at least nominated and still have a major career. Like, she's, for her role in Joy, which I still don't see that as a comedy. I don't know how the Golden Globes decided to put that in the comedy category.
They called The Martian a comedy.
Yeah, it won for Best Comedy, too.
Like, how?
I don't know. It's Best Comedy and Musical, and Joy was put in there. Joy doesn't have really anything funny about the movie. It's actually, it gets depressing after a while because about the real life story of this woman struggling through situations and keeping, a strong upper lip about everything. If anybody has seen the trailer for Joy or knows anything about the actual person Joy, she was, before she became rich, she lived in this house with her ex that lived in the basement, her mother who lived in one of the other rooms. She had 3 children. In the movie, she only has 2 children. I don't know what happened to the third child. The third child must have not wanted to be part of the film.
You gotta keep up with the average human people. What? We only have 2.1 children or something weird?
Yeah. And then the father, her father moves in with her and moves into the basement where her ex is, so now the basement's split into 2 for her ex and her father. So it's really an interesting dynamic that she's allowing this all to happen in her life. And then, of course, the struggles of getting the Miracle Mop off the ground for people to actually... If anybody has ever used the Miracle Mop, it's that little plastic mop with the rings at the mop head that you can actually screw off and wash and put in the washer and wash. And then you put it back on the mop head and then you wring it out without having to use your hands or anything. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think everybody's owned a Miracle Mop once, or even a knockoff at least. But yeah, she invented it, and it took a lot to get off the ground. Mortgaging her house, spending like $50,000 of their own family's money, and went through a lot of hoops to get the thing going. Got screwed over several times, and then afterwards, when it got off the ground, she ended up making like 100+ patents after that. So, interesting story, but not a comedy. Not a comedy whatsoever.
Hey, some people laugh at other people's tragedies, apparently.
Those people are called assholes.
Okay, there is that.
It's going to be an interesting Oscars, because apparently Chris Rock is revising his speech for the Oscars, which I know exactly what he's going to talk about. I think everybody knows what he's going to talk about. But let's just pretend that it's going to be a surprise speech. it's going to be about white people.
I know.
And white bread.
I know, because I know Jada Pinkett Smith and her husband are boycotting it.
Do we really care?
Apparently you don't.
I mean, yes, his role in Concussion was good, but
Well,
now I'm saying just to...
I'm not even. It's because there's not enough black people winning it. I don't know the whole story.
Or nominated in general.
Yeah. But I never watched the shows, the award shows, so I only hear things before and after, you know.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a good Oscars in a long time. I think one of my favorites has to be one in 2009 when Hugh Jackman hosted the award show. He did it on a budget, technically, for the show, and everything was like budget props made out of like stuff you can find in your garage.
Oh wow! Well,
and it was a joke. I mean, he literally said that. He's like, "This is stuff I put in my together in my garage." Of course, they had people on the set putting stuff together, but it was for all the movies like what was it, The Wrestler and Benjamin Button, and it was all stuff that you would see somebody putting stuff in the garage and making it look like props for something like you take to Comic-Con or something.
See, I have never sat and watched any of the award shows. I'll watch the little snippets that come out afterwards that are funny, but I've never watched one of them.
Yeah, and I try not to get too deep into the political situation of them because I hate to say it, but you know exactly where most of Hollywood lies, and I just try to stay out of that arena of the politics. In fact, that's why I don't bring up any politics on GNERD Corner at all, because my friends are either hard to the right or hard to the left. There's really no center at all.
There's a joke in there.
And I'm harder than general, but that's not the point.
Okay, we don't flick it. It will go down. We don't need to know what made you hard tonight.
Johnna, I have told you countless times that does not work. That's not a thing.
You can't do that. You can't just flick it.
You don't have a penis.
Yeah, it is a thing. I don't have a penis. You're right. But
so
motherfucker, if I flick your penis, it's gonna go down. Trust me, because you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, that hurt."
Not speaking from experience, but that did not work.
You can hit it with a bat; it still won't hurt, and I've had that happen.
Nope.
Don't ask me why.
Oh my god! Yeah.
You can tuck it under a belt, but it still ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
Oh my god!
It just bounces right back, even no matter how much pain you're in.
And even if you do flip it up and tuck it under, it's still like once it's gonna pass the waistband, and then it's still not gone. You can't get rid of it.
Kick it; it will go down.
Or just service it, and then it'll go down. That works too.
No.
That's actually very expedient.
No.
.com. There's a little gnome there. Why is the gnome like waist height? That's the reason.
Oh my gosh.
This show is for kids and kids only.
Yeah, just like the Deadpool movie.
Exactly. I do have a lot of friends that have kids that are going to be taking their kids to see it, knowing exactly what this movie is.
Don't deny you went and signed the petition so you could take children with you to go watch it. Yes, those mummies were totally right.
Oh, yeah, because I have no dignity at all.
Also, I know a lot of my friends are a bunch of perverts, so they're going to take their kids to it.
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone who's not a pervert. That's kind of sad. I don't know any normal people. I
know a lot of artists and animators that are... No wonder you put that stuff in there, because you're a bunch of perverts.
Oh, I just found out the story behind Power Girl's boobies. That was a very interesting story. For those of you that don't know, the person who wrote Power Girl was upset because Power Girl wasn't getting noticed. So he had this brilliant idea in which he made Power Girl's tits bigger in every issue that she was in until the editors noticed, and then eventually it got to the point where they were like, "Wow, Power Girl's cool," and then their tits stayed the same size, and thus was born Power Girl.
Yeah, but there's still an inside joke because Supergirl is the younger version of Power Girl, from another universe,
Yeah.
and it's like, so that's what Supergirl's going to look like when she gets older.
So if Melissa Benoist gets a boob job, then she can play the character.
Exactly. Well, actually, Power Girl sort of looks like Kara, but just slightly different. It's sort of like if she was like in her late 20s, early 30s.
And got a choppier haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work.
Exactly. This has become an interesting segue to the show.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we went off.
Talking about penises and boob jobs and erections.
There was some story in there at some point in time.
Oh yeah. But yeah, pretty much I'm out of news stories for tonight.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, so let's wrap this thing up.
Okay.
All right, so I would like to thank my co-host Johnna.
Hello, you're welcome, so on and so forth.
And Mick.
Next time.
And hopefully he'll catch himself up on Arrow.
I will, I promise. See, oh man, now I have other obligations that I have to put aside to watch Arrow.
You know who dies? Your favorite character! Whoever that shall be.
You don't watch the show, so anything you say is invalid.
Yes, after I get off this podcast, I'm going to watch the second episode of DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
They're already on their second episode?
Yes!
Oh, God! Oh, I'm so behind. This is so depressing. And look, there it is right in front of me, Legends of Tomorrow. Shit, I got so much work to do.
Yes, you do.
I'm just going to disappear from society for about like a week and a half, and then I'll be good.
Catch up. I would like to also thank the listeners, the ones that are listening, the ones that just turned off after we started talking about erect penises. Hopefully you're still listening. And
hey, if you guys want to send in submissions on how to get a penis down, please send them all to GNERD Corner. Let Jeremy read them.
Wow. Read them on the air. It's like, I don't know if you can use the mouth for it, but it kind of works. Okay.
No. We're talking about instead of flicking mean stuff that'll get rid of it.
I think the more you hit it, the more erect it becomes.
That is true. More stimulation, you know.
It's kind of like BDSM. If you're really into BDSM, it's never going down. The more violence you have on the body, it doesn't even have to be on that, area of the body. You become more erect.
I think from here on out, if you don't have a penis, you cannot comment on how the penis works and what works for the penis. It's that simple.
Okay. Then I will no longer comment.
Unless you're
everybody.
And also, unless you've seen La Blue Girl, I'll just leave it at that. Old anime from the 90s, or hentai from the 90s. I'd like to thank the listeners for listening, and I am your host, JPOOL. Good night, everybody, and remember to enjoy your chimichangas and try to keep your erect penis from getting any harder.